Hi all, Taryn from Elegant Upgrades, and today we're making a blanket ladder. I just got my airstrike, which I've been dying to get, and finally made the purchase. It's just really hard to spend money, but this was totally worth it, and I thought, what a great first project, a blanket ladder. So that's what we're doing. I'm currently at my parents' house in California, and of course I, can't take a day off, so we're working here too. I went around their property. They are kind of in process of a remodel. You guys know the last time that I was here, I was doing part of their kitchen, so they have a lot of scraps lying around. This was old trim, so I just picked some pieces that would work, and of course I'm not using a tape measure. I'm just using other pieces of wood to line up, make sure I'm getting the, same size on each strip, line up the blade with the other one, take it off, and then I know that that piece is going to be the same size. So yeah, I do the two sides, same size, and then all the rungs are cut the exact same way. All just lined up with each other, made all the cuts, and dominoes. So, I do actually have a tape measure, I just don't like using them, so I'm using this rung here to measure the distance between each rung of the ladder and kind of how far set back I want into the piece. And that is how I'm going to go through and do the entire thing. I'm just using wood glue and a clamp. Since I'm using the airstrike, I know a lot of people just hold it with their hands and do it through. I am terrified of shooting myself in the fingers or anything, so I use this clamp. It does take longer, so if you're braver than me, you could hold it with your hand. I am not, and I wanted to make sure I didn't come out bleeding at any point in time. So finally getting to use it, and I'm using it with a clamp because I just felt like that was safer and made me feel better. So I went through and wiped all the glue back. Of course, I'm attaching these with glue and the brad nails. This one's an 18 gauge and I'm using 2-inch nails. And as you can see, I'm doing the same lineup process, making sure that it's the same distance from the back as the previous one and the same distance apart, and I will do that throughout the entire ladder. I'm pretty sure I just said that, but you get the gist of it. And then once I get all of those on, this is the easy part, flip it over onto its side so they're all standing straight up, and then I can put the other side of the ladder on there. And I'm just using some boards to give me an idea of where the other side should go to where it's even from top to bottom. Now that that's mostly even, I can kind of adjust the rungs to where I feel like they should go. They're gonna need just a little bit of adjustment if your cuts are square and if they were glued and nailed in right. So this part's awesome because you can just kind of throw in the brad nails and you don't have to use the clamp, so it goes pretty quick. Man, this thing is so much fun. I feel like I want to find a ton of projects to do just so that I can use this. And then we're going to paint with Chalk Mountain's Mellow White. This is going all over the entire piece. It's watered down a little bit because I want the wood to kind of show through. It's going to be a very distressed look. So it's okay if there's some wood showing through, a little bit of grain. I wouldn't say this is a whitewash, but it's a thinned out version. And I didn't show this, but I did go in with some deep water blue on my rose toile stamp and just kind of did stampings that made me happy. Their house has quite a bit of blue tones added to the white, so I thought it'd be just a nice touch. And then I'm taking my orbital sander and running over all of it. I'm being a little bit heavy-handed because like I said, I want this piece to look pretty worn, pretty rustic, and it came out really, really nice. So then I've actually taken the same container that I had my Mellow White in, and I put some poly in it, just so that when I went over the entire piece to seal it, when it went over the stamps, it also kind of set them back and made them look quite a bit more faded as well. So if you don't like that look, don't put your poly in a container with white in it. But it's just the same thing as tinting your poly when you add just a drop of paint. This was what was left over in the container, and it worked out perfectly. So I hope you enjoyed this. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.